I think with God, my mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. The body is in need of no defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. The self that needs protection is not real. A healed mind does not plan. It receives through listening. It receives through listening to wisdom, not its own. Planning is not often recognized as a defense. But what could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events past, present, all events past, present, and to come are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good. If I defend myself, I am attacked. If I defend myself, I am attacked. What could you not accept if you but knew that that all events, all past, present, and to come are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. I have forgotten what I really am, for I mistook my body for myself. Sickness is a defense against the truth. I have forgotten what I really am, for I mistook my body for myself. Sickness is a defense against the truth. But I am not a body, and my mind cannot attack, so I cannot be sick. Oh, so I cannot be sick. Sickness is a defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Well, thank you all so much for coming and joining me for review lesson 148 in A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles. And this is a review of lesson 135, If I Defend Myself, I Am Attacked, and 136, Sickness is a Defense Against the Truth. And I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness back at my home place here in the Ozarks, in front of my taters and my, back those tall plants back there, my sunchokes, Helianthus tuberosus. Tuberosus or tuberosum? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. For this our Thursday, May the 28th of 2026 lesson. And as I sang in the song, a couple review ideas out of lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. The body is in need of no defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. So we figured we better emphasize that the body is in need of no defense. The self that needs protection is not real. A healed mind does not plan. Let's look at a healed mind does not plan. Let me go back to lesson 136 or 135, that is. I should have had my page open. It says here that we make no plans for how it will be done, but realize that our defenselessness is all that is required for the truth to dawn upon our minds with certainty. Let no defenses but your present trust direct the future, and this life becomes a meaningful encounter with the truth that only your defenses would conceal. Another idea here that I liked. The body is in need of no defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. The self that needs protection is not real. A healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. That's what we want to do. Listen to wisdom that's not our individual self's concoction, but the cosmic self that we're one with all guides us. And it's beautiful in paragraph 18 of lesson 135. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? What could you not accept? So the healed mind is secure in certainty that obstacles cannot impede its progress to accomplishment of any goal that serves the greater plan established for the good of everyone. Are you part of the greater plan that's established for the good of everyone? Following the Holy Spirit, that's what you're doing automatically. Let no defenses but your present trust direct the future, and this life becomes a meaningful encounter with the truth that only your defenses would conceal. We make no plans for how it will be done, but realize that our defenselessness is all that is required for the truth to dawn upon our minds with certainty. If I defend myself, I am attacked. But in defenselessness I will be strong, and I will learn what my defenses hide. For you cannot conceive of all the happiness that comes to you without your planning. Learn today. Back on lesson 136 in our day, we were supposed to say, this is my Easter time, and I would keep it holy. I will not defend myself, because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth of his reality. And then lesson 136, we were to tell ourselves during that lesson that sickness is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. When the mind's healed, the trickle-down effect is the body will function perfectly for what its intended purpose is. And we were to end that by telling ourselves often throughout the day, that lesson 136, sickness is a defense against the truth. I have forgotten what I really am, for I mistook my body for myself. That's our problem, thinking that we're a body. Every near-deather, I think, recognizes one of the first things they recognize is they're alive, but that's not them down there. I'm here, wherever here is. That body down there, that's not me. And most of them don't even want to go back to it. I have forgotten what I really am, for I mistook my body for myself. Sickness is a defense against the truth, but I am not a body, and my mind cannot attack, so I cannot be sick. The mind cannot attack, because remember, my mind holds only what I think with God, can't attack because it's integrated with itself. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading. Thank you all so much for joining me. I remember, take your 2 5-minute practice periods. We have to actually take 10 minutes, 5 minutes thinking about my mind holds only what I think with God, morning and evening, and then follow it after that with the 2 associated ideas. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. And then as well as doing that morning and evening, every hour of the day today, tell yourself the same. Okay, now let's go back and look in chapter 15, the holy instant, the time of rebirth, Roman numeral 10. It is in your power in time to delay the perfect union of the Father and the Son. Maybe I should take just a minute before we read it. And if for the ones that are reading through the original edition with me, read chapter 16, Roman numeral 7, the bridge to the real world, the second part of that, or read it again. And if you're reading through the New Testament with me, read 1 Corinthians chapter 15. If you're reading through Iyengar Yoga with me, read page 180 and 181, the intense forward stretch with props. And then out of A Course of Love, page 319 and 320, which is chapter 14. We read the first part of chapter 14 yesterday. Not other than who you are. Okay, now let's go ahead and read the time of rebirth. It is in your power in time to delay the perfect union of the Father and the Son, for in this world the attraction of guilt does stand between them. Neither time nor season means anything in eternity, for here is the Holy Spirit's function to use them both, though not as the ego uses them. This is the season when you would celebrate my birth into the world. She must receive this during Christmas time. Yet you know not how to do it. Let the Holy Spirit teach you, and let me celebrate your birth through him. The only gift I can accept of you is the gift I gave to you. Release me as I choose your own release. The time of Christ we celebrate together, for it has no meaning if we are apart. Paragraph 2. The holy instant is truly the time of Christ, for in this liberating instant no guilt is laid upon the Son of God, and his unlimited power is thus restored to him. What other gift can you offer me, when only this I choose to offer you? And to see me is to see me in everyone, and offer everyone the gift you offer me. I am as incapable of receiving sacrifice as God is, and every sacrifice you ask of yourself, you ask of me. Learn now that sacrifice of any kind is nothing but a limitation imposed on giving, and by this limitation you have limited acceptance of the gift I offer you. 3. We who are one cannot give separately. When you are willing to accept our relationship as real, guilt will hold no attraction for you. For in our union you will accept all of our brothers. The gift of union is the only gift that I was born to give. The gift of union. That's what we're born to give. That's what Jesus said he was born to give, and we're just like him. Give it to me that you may have it. The time of Christ is the time appointed for the gift of freedom offered to everyone, and by your acceptance of it, you offer it to everyone. 4. It is in your power to make this season holy, for it is in your power to make the time of Christ be now. It is possible to do this all at once because there is but one shift in perception that is necessary, for you made but one mistake. It seems like many, but it is all the same, for the ego takes many forms. It is always the same idea. For though the ego takes many forms, it is still the same idea. What is not love is always fear and nothing else. 5. It is not necessary to follow fear through all the circuitous routes by which it burrows underground and hides in darkness to emerge in forms quite different from what it is. Yet it is necessary to examine each one as long as you would retain the principle that governs all of them. When you're willing to regard them not as separate but as different manifestations of the same idea, and one you do not want, they go together. The idea is simply this: you believe it is possible to be host to the ego or hostage to God. This is the choice you think you have and the decision you believe that you must make. You see no other alternatives, for you cannot accept the fact that sacrifice gets nothing. Sacrifice is so essential to your thought system that salvation apart from sacrifice means nothing to you. Your confusion of sacrifice and love is so profound that you cannot conceive of love without sacrifice. And it is this you must look upon. Sacrifice is sacrifice is attack, not love. If you would accept but this one idea, your fear of love would vanish. Guilt cannot last when the idea of sacrifice has been removed. For if there is sacrifice, someone must pay and someone must get. And the only question that remains is how much is the price and for getting what? 6. As host to the ego, you believe that you can give all your guilt away whenever you want and thereby purchase peace. And the payment does not seem to be yours. While it is obvious that the ego does demand payment, it never seems to be demanding it of you. You are unwilling to recognize that the ego which you invited in is treacherous only to those who think they are its host. The ego will never let you perceive this, since this recognition would make it homeless. For when the recognition dawns clearly, you will not be deceived by any form the ego takes to protect itself from your sight. Each form will be recognized as but a cover for the one idea that hides behind them all, that love demands sacrifice and is therefore inescapable from attack and fear, and that guilt is the price of love, which must be paid by fear. Again on that, each form will be recognized as but a cover for the one idea that hides behind them all, that love demands sacrifice, and is therefore inseparable from attack and fear, and that guilt is the price of love which must be paid by fear. 7. How fearful then has God become to you? How great a sacrifice do you believe his love demands? For total love would demand total sacrifice. And so the ego seems to demand less of you than God, and of the two is judged as the lesser of two evils, one to be feared a little, perhaps, but the other to be destroyed. For you see love as destructive, and your only question is who is to be destroyed? And your only question is who is to be destroyed, you or another? You seek to answer this question in your special relationships, in which you seem to be both destroyer and destroyed in part, but able to be neither completely. And this you think saves you from God, whose total love would completely destroy you. Oh my. 8. You think that everyone outside yourself demands your sacrifice, but you do not see that only you demand sacrifice, and only of yourself. Yet the demand of sacrifice is so savage and so fearful that you cannot accept it where it is. The real price of not accepting this has been so great that you have given God away rather than look at it. For if God would demand total sacrifice of you, it seems safer to protect Him outward and away from you, and not to be host to Him. To give Him, God, to give Him, you ascribed the ego's treachery, inviting it to take His place to protect you from Him. And you do not recognize that it is what you invited in that would destroy you, and does demand total sacrifice of you. No partial sacrifice will appease this savage guest, for it is an invader who but seems to offer kindness, but always to make the sacrifice complete. And the last paragraph, 9. Finish this section. You will not succeed in being partial hostage to the ego, for it keeps no bargains and would leave you nothing. Nor can you be partial host to it. You must choose between total freedom and total bondage, for there are no alternatives but these. Oh my, total freedom or total bondage, the ego or the Holy Spirit's guidance. You have tried many compromises in the attempt to avoid recognizing the one decision you must make, and yet it is the recognition of the decision, just as it is, that makes the decision so easy. Salvation is simple being of God, and therefore very easy to understand. Do not try to project it from you and see it outside yourself. In you are both the question and the answer, the demand for sacrifice and the peace of God. Well, let's quit demanding sacrifice of anyone. Let's just accept everyone as they are. Okay, and ourselves as we are. Let's be easy on ourselves. Follow peace. Okay, let's see what's going on around the world. Eid al-Adha, last day, I think, is today of the Mecca pilgrimage. Eid al-Adha. Ascension for the Islamic people. Ascension of Baha'u'llah for the Baha'i. Guru Pradosh Vrat, which is a Hindu celebration dedicated to Lord Shiva and the goddess Parvati. I wonder if they smoke a lot of ganja during that celebration. I always wondered about that. Because your Shiva folks, I think that it's used, but maybe not really encouraged. I don't know for sure. I mean, obviously we all want to learn how, even if we use cannabis to help us awaken, we would want to use it like any other thing, less and less, until the point where we realize that we have everything within inside. Don't need any outside helps. Kind of like our yoga that we're doing. The intense forward stretch with props is just to get you to the place where you don't need the props. Okay, out of holidays and observances, it's Amnesty International Day, the founding of the global human rights movement of Amnesty International. And, of course, I like the idea of amnesty towards everyone. On a personal level, we want to offer forgiveness to everyone. On a large level, we want to, let the past go. Let's let there be amnesty towards everyone. Guilt consciousness is not going to help us, and hopefully we're starting to realize that. Eat More Fruits and Vegetables Day, which I definitely encourage you to eat lots of fresh. I don't consider a meal unless, or at least a day of eating, to be a meal unless there was something raw in it, fruit or vegetable. And of course I'm a vegan, so. And the other day today is Hamburger Day. You can't get more opposite than that. Slugs return from Capistrano Day, kind of a fun little holiday about slugs showing up about this time of year. Whooping Crane Day, the Gus Americanus, And you know, back in 1940, there were only 15 of them. They were almost extinct. And now there's 800. They used to fly from Canada to Texas. The new introduced group came. They had to fly the first time to get them to go south. They used ultralights and let them down there. And now they go by themselves. But they're from Wisconsin to Florida is their migration path of these new introduced ones. But there's 800 of them now, so we're making some progress. I expect that's still highly diminished from what they were. And then out of the herb book, number 86 is cardamom, also known as cardamom seed, bastard cardamom, and Malabar cardamom. Cardamom, not cardamom, cardamom. The medicinal part is the seed. It's a perennial plant from southern India. Its properties, it's an appetizer, a carminative, a stimulant, and a stomachic. Useful for flatulence, used to flavor foods and other medicines. Other medicines that don't taste as good. Good for flatulence, once you could put a little in your beans to make them not make you toot. Okay, and our word for peace, we're going to take it from our Sierra Leone brothers and sisters who speak Creole, the West African country bordering the Atlantic. Its main river is the Rockle or the Selly, known as the Selly. And the word for peace is piss. Piss be with you. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense, defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? If I defend myself, I am attacked. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense, defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense, defense against the truth. And as our Sierra Leone brothers and sisters say for peace, peace be with you. My mind holds only what I think with God. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Piss.